Hey guys, so as you can already tell, I have done my eyebrows, so we're just going to move on to eyelids. I'm going to be using the Inglot eyeshadow base, and I'm taking a Sigma Beauty brush. This is the P82, and I'm just going to work that on my eyelids. Literally no rhyme, no reason, just packing it on there and making sure the product is dispersed evenly. So I'm going to be moving on to eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the Morphe and Kathleenlights palette. None of these shadows have a name on them, but I'm going to be pointing to which one I'm using. I'm using this skin tone one just to even out my eyelids. Now I'm going to move on to my transition shade. I'm going to use this like warm neutrally brown color. I'm going to take a Sigma E40 brush. This is just a big fluffy brush, and it's not really going to be precise on the eye. I'm just going to work it into the crease back and forth, and then I'm going to do small little circles here and there just to make sure the product is nice and even and it's just blended out with no harsh lines. So for my next eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking this color right here. It's like a caramel, mustardy, baby throw up poop kind of color. It's a really weird color, but I really like these four transition shades. It's not too dark, and it's also not too light, so it is going to add a little bit of depth in that crease that we want. So I'm just going to take this on the outer part of the eye in small little circles, and then I'm going to really blend it into that crease back and forth a couple of times. I'm using the Sigma E25 brush because this is a really good blending brush to add a little bit of color and to really kind of carve out the crease. And then I'm going to take my E40 and blend everything out so again we don't have any harsh lines. I'm going to take this darker warm brown shade. It's like a nice chocolatey warm brown. I'm going to take that on a Sigma E25 brush that I was using, the same one that I used for that like poopy kind of caramel color, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to work this on the outer third of my eye, small little circles, and then really kind of cut it into that crease nicely. And then of course I will interchange it with my Sigma E40 brush just to make sure that there are no harsh lines and blend everything out. Now to get a little bit more shine from these colors, I'm going to wet my brush. This is an EcoTools brush, and I'm going to go into this taupey kind of grayish shade. I did use a little Fix Plus because, as you can tell, the color's not really giving it to me right now, but I really do like this shade. It's like a nice mixture of like a gray, a silver, a taupe, and it has a little bit of like lavender tones to it. So I'm just taking this EcoTools eyeshadow brush and I'm just packing this on the eye. I'm going to use a teeny weeny little amount of this green shade just to give it a little bit of like color, but not go too crazy. So as you can see, I'm just packing it onto the center of the eye. I'm going to move on to eyeliner, and I'm using the Mika Beauty Gel Eyeliner. I love this eyeliner, and this brush that I'm using is actually a paintbrush that I got from Michaels, but so far I've been really digging it for eyeliner. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do my wing liner and then do the inner corner. I usually take my time with this, so I'm just going to speed through it because it takes a long time to get this eyeliner and this wing right. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the face. I'm going to use the NYX Angel Veil Primer, and I'm going to disperse this all over my face. I'm just going to add little dots, and then just with my hands blend this product out. It's going to really help kind of smooth out any texture that we have on our skin. I also think it's a little bit of hydration to the skin, and it gives just a nice, even, smooth base and kind of covers some of those pores that we got going on. So now moving on to lashes. I'm going to be using these lashes from Nubounsom. These are the Bombay Mink Lashes. I love these lashes. They're a little bit more dramatic than your normal kind of like Ardell Wispies. So if you're not into lashes, you definitely don't have to wear any. Which y'all know I live for lashes. And I really like Nubounsom lashes. I will also have a discount code down in the description bar for you guys. If you guys have been wanting to try any of Nubounsam's lashes, I highly recommend them. And you can save yourself a little bit of money here and there. Moving on to the face, I'm going to be using the Frankie Rose foundation. I love this foundation. It's super full coverage. It's just really nice. It gives a nice matte finish, but it doesn't look just like flat matte on the skin. I'm going to be taking this little beauty sponge. It's not an actual beauty blender. I actually got this from TJ Maxx, but I've been loving it. It works just as well as the beauty blender, and it was like $3.99. And if you're curious, I am in the shade Olive for this Frankie Rose foundation. To conceal some of our dark circles, I'm going to go in with this Bright Peach Brightener from Pixie Beauty. And I'm just taking a Wet n Wild brush and I'm just packing this to my under eye area. This color really just nicely contrasts any of that dark circles that we got going on down there. But then to go over it, I'm going to use the Master Conceal by Maybelline. And of course, we got In Between Kisses from Baby. Hi! So I'm going to be using the Airspun by Coty powder. I'm just using a regular foundation wedge, and I'm just going to bake under the eye and pack on some of that product. Now I'm taking this eyeliner from ColourPop. This is, I don't know, I completely forgot. But I will have it down in the description bar for you guys. I really like this one, and this one really stays on my waterline all day long. So that's why I really like ColourPop's eyeliners. I'm going to go back into that like poopy brown, vomity kind of color. I really need to come up with better name descriptions for these, but that's the shade we're going with. And I'm just going to work that in my under eye area with a Sigma E35 pencil brush so we can get a little bit of smokiness happening down there. And I'm just going to do the same thing on both eyes. I'm just going to take this big brush from Boots number 7, and I'm just going to dust off all of that excess baking powder. I'm using the CoverGirl Queen Lash Mascara. I've been really obsessed with this one. Shout out to my girl Samba Lynn for recommending it to me, but I'm just going to coat my lower lashes with that. I'm going to go back into that palette and just use that nice kind of sparkly, bonish kind of shade, and I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to use that to highlight my brow bone and use it in my inner tear ducts. I'm going to bronze my face. I'm using the Girlactic Beauty Bronzer. This is in the shade Cabo, I want to say. And I'm using a Wannabe Real Techniques brush. It doesn't really have a name. It's just like a dupe for the Real Techniques brushes. Again, I picked this up at TJ Maxx, and I've been really liking it. It's just a nice shaped contour and browns the face. With that Real Techniques brush, since I'm not going to be using it for my eyes anymore, I'm going to grab a little bit of that bronzer from Girlactic, work that on the bridge of my nose, and then blend it out with my bigger brush. I'm going to use the Kathleenlights highlighter palette in collaboration with MakeupGeek, and I'm going to use this more bronzy shade and that purple shade to give us a little bit of that glow. And then this brush is from Real Techniques. I think this is the R200. Oh yeah, look at that highlight, girl. And then I'm going to use this MAC Nutcracker collection. This is a limited edition collection. I think this is the peach one that I'm using. I will have it listed down below for you guys if it's still in stock. But I really like this blush. It's just a nice hint of color to the cheeks without overpowering. For my lips, I'm going to use the ColourPop lip liner. This is, again, in collaboration with Kathleenlights, and this is in the shade Taurus. It's just a nice brownish shade. It has a little bit of yellow, but it's not like a poopy brown yellow like the eyeshadow we used. It's just a nice color. I really like it. It's not too dark, but it's also not too warm. It's not too nude, and it's not too cool. So I really have been liking it. I'm just going to fill in my lips with that. On top, I'm going to use Like lip gloss from Kylie Cosmetics. Once your lips are all done, y'all know the drill. Your look is officially complete. So I really hope you guys like this look. I really hope you guys learned something. If you did, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Leave me a comment down in the description bar. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.